It's Week 11 of the National Football League.
And we'll see Tremaine Edmonds, who's now up to 60 tackles after last week's game.
It's the Bears and the Vikings coming up next.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate Scott, Brock Heward here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep, and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds, contempt.
It breeds contempt.
Yeah.
These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things.
Cairo Santos set for the opening kick. And off we go from Minneapolis. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Well, here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
Nobody came away happy last week, no question about it. Himself, most of all. His team went 0-1, picking up the loss, but he was 0-1. One pick, no touchdowns. Not good enough. Defeat not an option this week, and neither is a lack of touchdowns. They intend to rectify.
And he won't escape. The Bears take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, we're one snap in, and already this defense has potentially killed this opening drive. And remember how valuable every possession is in the NFL. Talk about setting an immediate tone by this defense.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. Pass is caught. It's T.J. Hawkinson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. On play action now, McCarthy. Connects with his back, Aaron Jones. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Running it after the penalty. And they had that one contained right at the line. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. They really need some chunk yardage here on second down.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
That sails over his target, incomplete, and now it's fourth down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Bears as they get set for their debut series. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
He gave us all the excitement we could hope for last week, but it wasn't all in a good way, at least for his team. Never knew if his throws were going to end in a touchdown or turnovers, and he had a couple of both by the end of the loss. You don't want him to lose that gunslinger mentality. Just want him to be a little more thoughtful with each and every decision.
From the 24. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down. Working from the gun, Williams. Toward the sideline, and he's got more. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle, they showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route, and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
That's into the hands of Moore. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for a Bears first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
It's taken in by Roma Dunze. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hang in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
First time this game they've looked to him. And 4th and 4 coming up. The Bears bring on Cairo Santos for the field goal. From the left hash, this will be from 50. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will get them on the board.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Minnesota all set to go for its second drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Staying on the ground with Jones. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Jones reels it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on first down? And a fresh set of downs on its way.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
Shotgun handoff now to Chandler. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. McCarthy looking to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. Devin Duvernay to return it. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Back out comes the Chicago offense for their second drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Now a give on the counter. And he has enough room to gain about 4. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Second and 6 coming up here.
Let's go now.
Off the play fake, Williams. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. You got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing them. Here we go, second and very long. Dump off caught by his back. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Ooh, a little movement along the line there. That's going to cost the defense 5 yards.
Encroachment, defense.
So we jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still third down.
Following the flag, it's 3rd and 7.
Here we go, set. Go.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Hits his running back. And he's down after getting this up to the 41.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And they'll get to this one right around, no, actually exactly at the 15-yard line. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here. 1st and 10, here's Jones. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
2nd down carry for Jones. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Able to find Hawkinson. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Here we go, here we go.
1st and 10, here's McCarthy. That one's complete, right side. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. These two NFC North teams have played one so far. Both teams neck and neck so far. More from US Bank Stadium after the break.
Ready.
We're ready now for the 2nd quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They're looking at 2nd and pretty short. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Looky here, you don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next 3rd down coming.
They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Has the connection to Jones. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Sent to the ground by Kyler Gordon.
Okay, ready.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 46. Able to hit Mason, complete. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Hutchinson reels it in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And they're facing a long field ahead of them as that kick skips out near the 11. Chicago getting set to take the field now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Give him a yard back on the play. Now it's 3rd and 10. Williams from the gun. Finds his man over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. He's contained at the line for no gain. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun handoff to Johnson. And defenders are there to get him at the line. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. To throw, Williams. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys can have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Takes this in at the 25. And he found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up. The Vikings and Aaron Jones headed back out there on offense. And among all the team's pass catchers, partner, he has been one of the brightest spots in this opening half. I mean, I think we agree he's outshined several of their receivers and tight ends that we're used to seeing be the guys to get those targets. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Grabbed by Jordan Addison. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Able to find Jones. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Let's go. Set up.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. To the right and hauled in by Jones. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
McCarthy to throw for it. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The Bears offense now heads back out to the field.
Okay.
And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. On first down, they'll run. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Has him on the quick hitter. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. It's a dime look by the Vikings. Third down coming. Working from the gun, Williams. He has the first over the middle. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Now we're on the counter. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing third and long. Now here's Williams. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
He put too much juice into that one. It lands in the end zone. We're bringing things out to the 20-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. And after they were stopped on fourth down, their prior possession, Brock, you got to wonder if they're going to be confident enough to go for it again if they get to that point here. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Chandler again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
McCarthy throwing on third down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Starts the return at the 34. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And it's going to be Bears football. 1st and 10 from the 41. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. And it's the Bears looking at 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Yeah, I know nobody's perfect. All you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears get some late points and the lead. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Vikings taking the field on offense. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Go!
They kick the running back in motion. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Tyreek Stevenson getting up to track that one down. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. And it looks great flying through the air, Bronk, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
Ready!
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Bears decide to call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. On again comes Ryan Wright for another punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Bronk, as he gets away another one. Looking to return from the 29. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And they're going to take over possession. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Here's Williams. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Working quickly here. From the 41. That's complete. Cole Kmet. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Here we go, set! Set up!
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Dump off caught by his back. And he'll get this through the midfield stripe and starts pushing into Vikings territory. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. 2nd and 6 now. Completed here to Kmet. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Bears going to use their 3rd and final timeout. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. And they're going to get up to it and spike it. That's going to stop the clock. One last play before the break.
Ready!
Throwing it just before halftime. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bears in front. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Packers who are out in front in the 2nd quarter. 3 touchdown passes there for Jordan Love. From there, we're off to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And you can see they lead the visiting Houston Texans at halftime. Tony Pollard, a touchdown run in that 1st half. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home in Acrisure Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the 2nd quarter. Aaron Rodgers, a touchdown pass there. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the 2nd half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Ewer.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the 2nd half. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. The Chicago offense with the football first to begin quarter number 3. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge. Here's pressure, and he's dropped by the Vikings. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
We've got enough data now through the years to understand that an explosive play on offense more often than not leads to scoring. We also know if you can create a negative play defensively. In a tightly contested game like this, every play matters. And to get that negative play, put this offense on their heels, exactly what this defense needed.
Here we go.
Motioning the tight end now.
Go.
Another try following the sack. That throw finds Komet. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Brought down by Javon Hargrave. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. He beams one deep right side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. He's got this at the 27. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. He loses the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
Chicago's offense trotting out there for another series. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing now, following the turnover. Completed to his running back.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Harrison Smith in on the stop. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6.
Let's go now.
Williams set to pass. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And they're up against it. 4th down coming up. Carney's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2-for-2 for this kicker.
Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Vikings back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They're down 10 as they take over. We've got a 13-3 ball game. They give to Jones, right side. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Motion man right is Jefferson. Jones once more. And again, he can't manage anything. Defense all over him at the line. And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Running back sent in motion. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That one goes for 25 yards. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
Ready, go. Set, go.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. He's going deep. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up third down.
Set. Ready.
Back to the air, McCarthy. Throw right, and it's intercepted. Jalen Johnson with the pick. And the Bears take over on his 5th interception of the season. Oh boy, they cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and two very different tones and tenors on these two sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
Here come the Bears back out on offense. They're going to start just inside of enemy territory following that pick.
Here we go. Here we go. Hut up.
First down throw by Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now one of the Vikings in some pain out there. So we'll get a stoppage here as he's helped by trainers. Back to the line they go. It's second down.
Let's go.
Handoff now from the gun. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. That run gets him 7. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
Tag. Back up.
Williams from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. Their route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
He signals for the fair catch and brings it in. No return on that punt. And the Vikings are going to take over from deep in their own side. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Set up.
Straight ahead they go with Jones. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Go. Ready, ready. Hut.
Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. Pick up of a few as he heads out of bounds. Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this 3rd down is unsuccessful.
Go.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ready. Ready.
From the gun, Jones gets it. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Come on. Set. Set up. Hut.
Blown back, it's the handoff. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Set. Ready, ready.
They'll run the draw with Jones. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, good luck sneaking a draw by this defense on third down, Kate. A quicker little run may have brought them a chance to get the first down, but with that delay, this defense was all over it.
The Vikings getting their punt team out. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it'll be their football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 2nd down now, 7 to go. To throw, Williams. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43.
Here we go, here we go. Let go. Check go.
Working from the gun, Williams. He completes it in traffic. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at.
Ready.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43.
Let's go.
Williams on the play action. And the 1st down pass set away by a defender, incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And there's a sign of life from the ground game. He's forward with a nice pickup. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3. Williams to throw. Hits his running back. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Bears football to begin the 4th as they try to hang on to the lead in a close game.
Ready. Break.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Let's go now. Unlock line. Check. Panther.
Handoff now out of the gun. Breaks the tackle, still going.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Slot receiver headed left. 3rd down, here's Williams. That one's cut along the left sideline. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Here we go. Set. Go.
Back-to-back carries here. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. Vikings defense countering with a nickel look. Third down coming. Out of the gun, here's Williams. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now they're left with 4th and short.
Ready.
Trying to push this past the marker. And he's in for the touchdown. The Bears can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Well, Brock, not sure the play they were running was all that disguised, but with the personnel they had out there, it was going to be tough to stop him either way.
Yeah, there's a great debate. Is it the X's and O's or the Jimmies and Joes?
Yep.
No debate there. That was the Jimmies and the Joes in their want-to run it right down their throat.
That one right down the middle. And the Bears take a 3-possession lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Vikings now set to take the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Here we go. Shut up. Check go.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Jones reels it in. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And this gets all the way down inside the 5. The officials blow it dead at the 4-yard line. The Bears and Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Go.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And finally, they're able to bring him to the ground. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. 2nd and 3 now.
Shut up.
Back to the well again. And he's brought down after a short gain. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. And he's got a free play here. Able to get it to Moore. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Defense.
So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty.
That penalty is declined.
Hold it ready. Let's go now.
Running it after the penalty. And they'll only let him get up to around the 28 before taking him down. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. They give it to him again. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward, and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Fits it through the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
Here we go, set.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Following the play, one of the Vikings in some distress as they hurry the medical staff out to look at him.
On the set.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Set, ready. Ready, go.
Some early movement on the left side there, but was he the first to go, or was he
Ball
provoked?
start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Throwing the out route complete. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
Ready, ready.
3rd and 4 coming up now.
Set. Let go.
They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he doesn't get the lane he wants or needs. He's going to be taken down at the line. Call it no gain that time, so now they face a 4th and 4.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Wow, haven't seen this one before. Fair catch at the 2. Would have thought they would have let that one bounce into the end zone, but they're going to start backed up against their own goal.
Here we go, here we go.
Now outruns their offense to take over. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And there's a sign of life from the ground game. He's forward with a nice pickup. Offense in the hurry up here. Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. This one's to Hawkinson outright. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding, offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Throwing from the gun. Able to find Hawkinson. Running down the left side. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. Offense up to the line fast. First and 10. Here's McCarthy. That's Jefferson. He's got it. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Bears and this running back headed back out for a new series. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to get this up across the 35 to maybe the 37. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Another carry for him. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7. They go counter. It's Johnson. Broke through the tackle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
Let's go now.
Plowing up the middle. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Minnesota spends its 2nd time out here. And with another one gone, they're going to have just 1 remaining this game. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here's a give up the middle. And another stop along the line. Defense with a great couple of back-to-back reps.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
They'll run it here on 3rd down. And this one does not go far. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. Chicago brings out the punting unit. And this is going to put him up to 6 punts today. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And they're facing a long field ahead of them as that kick skips out near the 11. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Shot. Huh.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Has the connection to Jones. And he's going to go out of bounds up past the 15. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Set. Ready. Hut, hut.
From the 16. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Ready. Set, go.
Looking to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. Throwing on 1st, it's McCarthy. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Here we go. Here we go. Let go.
Back to the air, McCarthy. Able to find Jones. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Here's 2nd and 5. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And they get up there and clock the ball. A little over 50 seconds now remaining. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Let's go. Ready.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So that brings up 4th and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Going to be a victory for the Bears as they drop to a knee here.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Bears take this one on the road. And they take not just the victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish out the sweep of their division rivals. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Bears winners as we bid you farewell from Minneapolis.